Alexander Werber is carrying his mother's ashes in this bag. It's an unusual funeral procession without the customary trappings. Alexander has traveled from Israel with his sister Galila and his son to fulfill his mother's last wishes. She wanted her ashes to be brought here to the former death camp Treblinka. She asked to be laid to rest at the place where her family was murdered by the Nazis.
For her, it's like closing the cycle. Her dad, her mom, her brothers are buried here in Treblinka. And for her, it's like going back and joining her dear ones. She lost them when she was just actually a small child.
They're eager to get the ceremony over with as quickly as possible. Scattering ashes is illegal throughout Poland and is also at odds with Jewish burial practice. But this is what his mother wanted. Nonetheless, it wasn't easy for her son to make this journey.
Poland is sucked with the Jewish blood, in a way, and it's a huge memory for the Jews who lived here.
The family leave Treblinka and head towards Warsaw.
And maybe it's a way also to force me, Gali, and also my son to visit Poland and see actually where she comes from, where my father comes from where our roots.
Alexander's mother was born in Warsaw in 1933. She managed to survive the Nazi occupation thanks to a counterfeit passport. But her parents and her brother ended up in the Warsaw ghetto. Gali, Alexander, and Adam want to see what is left of it. As a young girl, their mother smuggled food to her parents in the ghetto.
Once she brought home half a loaf of bread and she said, my mommy looked at me and she saw that I ate the bread, but she didn't say anything to me. And she cried. She said, they were hungry because of me. She went along with guilty feelings all the time.
Their journey continues to Krakow, where their mother lived in an orphanage after the war. A guide shows them around Kazimierz, Krakow's old Jewish quarter. Few Jews live here today. Jews returning from the camps after the war were sometimes subject to anti-Semitic attacks. Poland is only just beginning to acknowledge this part of its history. It's important for Alexander that the guide is aware of this.
Is it new for you that if I tell you that it's happened, the Jews were murdered after the war when they come back to Poland?
What?
There was an event, the pogrom, that the Jews were murdered?
I know that in several places, yes. Yeah, in Kielce, I know about it, for instance.
Their last port of call is the Jewish cemetery in Bielsko-Biała, 70 kilometers south of Krakow. This is where Alexander's ancestors are buried. A Polish historian who researches Jewish history shows them the cemetery and the grave of Alexander's great-grandparents. For the first time, Alexander feels a sense of connection.
I feel belong a bit. I was astonished how it's well preserved. That people do care, some Polish people do care about this heritage and the history.
Alexander was born here in Bielsko-Biała. Up to now, this never meant anything to him. But after this trip, he says he plans to raise money in Israel to help preserve these graves and Poland's Jewish heritage.